Yeah, we just had the discussion with you. Are we rolling this business?
Kiki, ti kad kažeš sad, ja sad. Gledamo još malo situaciju. Sve dogovorimo. Samo još sekund. Dear ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and viewers, chers amis de France, dear business people, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Vojvodina and to this 4th Regional Business Forum. At the very beginning of the forum, the President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Vojvodina, Mr. Boško Vučurević, will address the audience. Mr. Vučurević.
Thank you. Distinguished President of Assembly of European Regions, respecting President of the Assembly of Autonomous Province of Vojvodina, esteemed European Commissioner for the Neighborhood and Enlargement, dear Vice President of the Assembly of Autonomous Province of Vojvodina, respected General Manager of the Chamber of Commerce Industry of Serbia, dear representatives of European institutions, Chamber of Commerce, development agencies, dear viewers, dear business people, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and pleasure to greet you at the opening of the 4th Regional Forum on behalf of everyone at the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Vojvodina. I would like to thank the institutions which we partnered with to organize the forum. The Assembly of European Regions, the Assembly of Autonomous Province of Vojvodina, the Provincial Government of Vojvodina, the Development Agency of Vojvodina, the European Affairs Fund of the Autonomous Province of Vojvodina, and the Enterprise Europe Network. Moreover, I wish to thank our business friends across Europe who have also made a significant contribution to inviting their business communities to participate. After the success of our 3 regional business forums, we persisted in the idea of making this forum traditional. The result of our months of work is today 4 business forums in Novi Sad, which brought together, at the moment, over 250 participants from 36 countries, from 4 continents, and over 150 B2B registered meetings. With the participation of numerous guests, representatives of embassies, provincial government and the local government, regions across Europe, as well as many other relevant institutions. This year, with our new e-platform, we are able to provide possibility of 3 weeks period for the B2B online meetings, starting today until December the 10th. What's more, due to the fact that many were interested to participate in the event, the platform will stay open until December 10. Just as the previous year, this year's forum was organized in an online environment due to current epidemiological situation around the world. Furthermore, we have implemented all epidemiological, as you see, epidemiological recommendations and measures to keep the plenary session of the forum within the safe framework. I'm glad that, despite the unfavorable conditions, we have a large number of requests from registered participants for bilateral talks. We have decided to focus on several sectors that will present the basis of direct B2B meetings: agriculture and food industry, metal sector, IT, as well as creative industry. Given that the representatives of companies and institutions participate in the talks, this is an excellent opportunity to network new partners and refresh old contacts, as well as present investment and economic potential of all regions participating in the forum, but also open interesting economic topics. The unity of all institutions and the provincial government of Vojvodina is of great importance to us, as is with the unified Serbian chamber system and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Serbia. At the same time, we are ready to welcome the initiatives of all our partners from European and other regions in order to react in the right way in this very dynamic time for the economic environment. Today, the entire world economy is facing a great challenge in the new conditions, and all companies from micro to largest corporations need additional support in creating the right economic atmosphere. I'm especially pleased that President and representative of many Chamber of Commerce from Europe have joined us today online, which shows how essential business networking and finding partners is at event like this one, which is the right way to find the new markets and the new business partners. Dear guests and business people also, I wish you all successful forum and bilateral talks with the hope that we all will overcome the current epidemiological situation and that we will be able to see each other face to face again next year here in Novi Sad at our next regional business forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vučurević. It is my honor to announce Mr. Istvan Pastor, the President of the Assembly of the Autonomous Province of Vojvodina. Mr. Pastor.
Dobar dan, želim dame i gospodo. Čini mi veliko zadovoljstvo da i četvrti put mogu biti učesnik na otvaranju ove konferencije.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to participate for the fourth time at the official opening of this conference.
Želim da izrazim zadovoljstvo i da se zahvalim gospodinu Varheju, Evropskom komisaru za proširenje i susedsku politiku, što će nam se obratiti i na taj način dati na dodatnom značaju ove konferencije.
I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to Mr. Varheli, who is the president of the Committee for Neighborhood Cooperation and Enlargement, which is going just to emphasize the significance of our meeting today.
Želim da se i ovom prilikom zahvalim na velikoj pažnji koju poklanja ovom prostoru u obavljanju svog svakodnevnog posla i na podršci koju svakog dana doživljavamo i vidimo. To nam puno znači, jer je potvrda za to da u tim strukturama ovaj prostor ima prijatelja.
It is very important for us, and that is why we are expressing our gratitude, because in his everyday work and activities, he is showing on a day-to-day basis how significant this region is. He is extending his sincere support And this is for all of us very important because it is the message that this region matters and has its place within the European community.
Želim da se posebno zahvalim gospodinu Bergsonu što je prepoznao u inovativnosti naše ideje dobrobit za AER i poverili i što su doneli odluku o povjeravanju organizaciji ove manifestacije Vojvodini.
And our gratitude also goes to Mr. Bernstein because he has recognized actually the efforts that have been invested all this time by the autonomous province of Vojvodina and by showing us honor and letting us know about the attitude towards the significance of this region of Vojvodina and extending Novi Sad the opportunity to host such an important event.
Posebno želim da se zahvalim svima onima koji su nam pomogli da cifre interesovanja i učešća budu toliko impozantne kao što smo to čuli.
And also our gratitude goes to all of those who have invested huge efforts so that the figures that we have just heard regarding the interest shown in this event are so big.
To ne bi bilo moguće da iza ovoga ne postoji jedan sistematičan višegodišnji rad.
It wouldn't have been possible if there hasn't been multi-annual systematic work behind that.
I to je sigurno potvrda za rad i komore i svih ostalih institucija, uključujući i Skupština Autonomne pokrajine Vojvodine.
And it is definitely the confirmation of all the efforts and commitment extended by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Vojvodina and naturally the Assembly of the Autonomous Province of Vojvodina.
Dozvolite mi da malo, možda na jedan neobičajeni način komentarišem ove brojke.
Allow me to give probably somewhat unusual comment to these figures.
Nije svejedno šta o čoveku pišu kada pišu izveštaj.
It is not just by chance what people write when they write reports about someone.
To što čoveku napišu može da godi, može i da boli.
Because what they write about someone can be pleasing or it can hurt actually.
I to što se napiše može da bude i životno, ali može da bude i manje životno.
And what you write can be life related or less life related.
Ali ono što je potpuno sigurno životno, to je ono kako ljudi reaguju na poziv.
But what is definitely life related and actual and factual is how people react to an invitation.
Kako ljudi reaguju na poziv da učestvujemo u zajedničkom naporu, kako ljudi reaguju na poziv da nam budu partneri i da i mi budemo partneri.
How people react to our invitation to participate in our joint efforts and to our invitation to be partners with us.
Ove brojke za mene govore o tome da smo mi kao zemlja, kao regija interesantni, privlačni, sa ugledom i željeni, prihvaćeni.
As far as I am concerned, these figures tell us that we as a country, as a region, are desirable, accepted and appreciated.
Istovremeno, ove brojke govore o tome da su teme koje smo kandidovali za razgovor aktuelne, moderne, izazovne, privlačne.
And they also tell us that the topics that we have nominated to be included in today's meeting are actually current, that they are innovative, that they are attractive.
Mislim da će se ovih dana potvrditi da je vredelo uložiti značajne napore u izgradnju industrijske infrastrukture.
And I believe that these days it will be confirmed once again that it was worthwhile to invest into development and construction of industrial infrastructure.
Da je vredelo činiti velike napore za očuvanje i oživljavanje naše privrede.
It was worthwhile to invest huge efforts into preservation and maintenance of our economy.
Da smo uspeli dići naučne kapacitete na zavidan nivo i da smo i u toj oblasti postali privlačni.
That we have managed to upgrade our scientific capacities up to an enviable level, and that is why we became attractive as well.
Generalno da imamo vrednosti zbog kojih možemo da budemo privlačan partner za sve u okruženju.
In general, that there are values here with us because of which we can be an attractive and appreciated partner for all the countries in the surroundings.
To nas je pokretalo i do sada i to ćemo sigurno činiti u predstojećem periodu, jer samo u partnerstvu, samo u traženju zajedničkih interesa, samo na bazi međusobnog poštovanja možemo da savladamo prepreke modernog vremena.
This was our motive to keep forward previously and until now, because I believe that partnership, mutual respect are the only way, and of course common and joint efforts are the only way to move forward in the region.
Želim uspešnu saradnju svima onima koji će biti učesnici ove konferencije.
I wish successful cooperation to all of those who are going to participate in this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pastor. I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Magnus Bernston, the President of the Assembly of European Regions. Mr. Bernston.
Thank you very much. Mr. President of the region, Mr. President of the Chamber of Commerce, and all friends and participants here, I would just like to start by saying a few words, by starting with just explaining who I am. I'm the president of the Assembly of European Regions, which is the largest independent network of regions of Europe. Regions that understand that we need to cooperate, regions that know that we have everything to gain in cooperating, not only as political entities, but also with our whole societies, and not at least small and medium-sized companies. In my home region, I'm also the regional minister for environment. I would say that's a field that really see a lot of changes in the industry today, which is also very hopeful, and something that I hope that we will see many results through these upcoming weeks also in the regional business forum. So thank you all our partners and hosts for welcoming us today, and thanks to you, the autonomous province of Vojvodina, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Vojvodina, Vojvodina Development Agency, and the Enterprise Europe Network. And of course, I also want to send a big thanks to the European Commissioner, Mr. Vareli, to the President of the region, Pastor, and the President of the Chamber, and also I guess many of you know my vice president in the Assembly of European Regions, Damir Sobenica, and now I have some technical problems. Just a second. And skulle du kunna få upp det på telefonen för att läsa där, så jobbar jag på under tiden. And all the others that have been involved in the creation of the business forum and the cooperation that we see here today. Last year, I hadn't the possibility to take part in person, so I'm so grateful that I'm finally able to come back to the beautiful city of Novi Sad and take part in this event. I see, I've been here many times and I see the development through the years, and I can just say that we have worked together in a fantastic way through the years. As the Assembly of European Regions is an bottom-up approach, I would say that the initiative of this event comes from Vojvodina from start, and they have developed this together with all the partners in a fantastic way. To get the economy to grow, that's something that you just can take political decisions. You need to make the industry grow, and you need to create a good framework for that. And I think that is something that is natural when you're working on the regional base, that you know that you need to work very closely with the local and regional business side, with the academia, with all the other agencies in this field. And that's the way that you can make people meet. And when people meet, that's where the ideas can grow, where the ideas can lead to products and services that in the long run helps us all to deliver a good life for our citizens. On the part of AER, the Forum for Interregional Cooperation has been facilitating events, webinar, hybrid events, and networking possibilities within the larger range of topics and interest during this period of COVID that we have not yet passed, but we are still in the middle of. But I think we have learned a lot that how to cooperate, perhaps sometimes even more in this period of time. And I think the development of the Business Forum has really shown that it works, and that it has been a success in taking advantage of the digitalizations and the other opportunities. Exchanging topics such as, to name a few, sustainability, sustainable development, education, diversity, digitalization, the Green Deal, and the EU cohesion policy has been very instrumental for the Assembly of European Regions. And during this plenary session, we will hear from the European Commission and the regional representatives, and I'm very much looking forward to hear from you all and how we can best support our citizens and the local community, because in the end, it's what we do, and we are at your service. We are at the service of our citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bernstam. It is my pleasure to announce Mr. Oliver Varhelyi, European Commissioner for the Neighborhood and Enlargement, who will address us via Zoom. Mr. Varhelyi.
Dobar dan svima. Jó reggelt, Vajdaság. Tisztelt elnök úr, dear chairman, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me to discuss the economic recovery and the regional cooperation in the Western Balkans with you. Today, I'm joining you from the region, from Sarajevo. This is a timely debate, as the Commission has just adopted the so-called economic semester package earlier this week, which provides a full economic analysis and the forecast for the EU member states. We have found that the recovery is on track, but it is still very fragile. And we need further public investments to support the businesses to keep and create jobs, to support private investments as well. Since the Western Balkan is an integral part of Europe and our economies are not only closely linked, but more and more integrated, this analysis is also valid for the region. I'm very happy to announce that we are ready to support you in bringing the necessary investments to boost economic recovery. We are supporting you because the Western Balkans is and the continued engagement on the implementation of the economic and investment plan. For us, is among the top issues and challenges the Commission wants to address. Concerning the political support, we are committed to moving forward with the enlargement agenda. In the 2021 enlargement package, published only last month, the Commission firmly stands by the recommendations to adopt the negotiating frameworks with Albania and North Macedonia, and to hold the first intergovernmental conference with both of these countries still this year. In addition, we have recommended opening new clusters with Serbia and to move ahead with visa liberalization for Kosovo. To support the political agenda and make this a reality, we have reinforced accession policy to assist the region in the best possible way to overcome the economic fragmentation and to support its development. As we know, the gap between the economies of the region and of the EU is still very deep. Long-term structural economic challenges still remain. The Western Balkans need strategic and targeted investment in areas that will enable them to develop their economies in a sustainable and converging way with the European Union in the coming years. To act on this, we have put forward a dedicated economic and investment plan for the entire Western Balkan. The plan applies to our partners in the same growth strategy that was put in place for EU member states. This is why it mirrors the EU's policy priorities in areas such as sustainable transport and connectivity, energy, digital and green transition, sustainable growth and jobs. It is a recovery plan, basically, for the Western Balkans, bringing close to 30 billion euros of investments to the region, which is the equivalent of 1/3 of the GDP of the entire region. Economic recovery in the Western Balkans also requires strong commitment to regional cooperation and good neighborly relations. They are essential to overcome the economic and political fragmentation of the region and the legacy of the past, and to demonstrate the region's readiness to enter into the EU family. Deepening regional economic integration is part of the EU accession process and is included in the stabilization and association agreements concluded with the partners of the Western Balkans. And it is a prominent part of the recovery efforts of the EU for the Western Balkans as well. To promote inclusive regional cooperation, the leaders of the Western Balkans have endorsed the Common Regional Market, an initiative which is also an integral part of the Economic and Investment Plan. The full impact of the Economic and Investment Plan will not be felt unless the region works as one and works within the common regional market. Let me give you an example. Through the economic and investment plan, there is massive funding to link all the capitals with roads and rails. However, this will have no added value, economic or social value, if the trucks will still have to stop at borders and driving licenses are not mutually accepted. The aim of the common regional market is to create an integrated economic area that maximizes the benefits of our infrastructure investments, makes the region more attractive for investors, and sets the course for future integration into the EU single market. The common regional market builds on the 4 freedoms that you know from the European Union: free movement of goods, services, capital, and people, and investments, while also covering aspects of digital investment, innovation, and industrial policy. This is the most ambitious regional integration effort to date in the Western Balkans. According to one of the leaders and the IMF of the Western Balkans, this could bring as much as 3% of growth in GDP annually, just like the economic and investment plan, and an increase of 1/3 of the GDP of the entire region. 1/3 from the economic and investment plan, 1/3 from the common regional market. Means we could easily double the GDP of the entire region short term. This, we think, represents a very down-to-earth, targeted action to improve the business environment for the companies in the Western Balkans. Because with the free movement of people, with identity cards, removing costs, work permits, compliance certificates of already checked goods, demolishing barriers to e-commerce, all this will immediately increase the attractiveness of the region for investors and will help local businesses to grow. The establishment of green lanes within the Western Balkans has also demonstrated that the region can work together and they are able to address challenges swiftly and effectively. And this has been very widely recognized, not only within the region, but also outside the region. Our objective is to bring prosperity to the Western Balkans and ensure peace and stability through it in Europe. And this is a shared objective with the region. And this can be reached only by joining forces and helping the region to attract more investments, integrate global value chains, generate more trade, and create more jobs, providing a future that is predictable for the youth of this region, the youth that it is losing. This can be done only with our partners and with their serious commitment. Governments need to deliver credible and genuine measures to address the known shortcomings, to have stable institutions guaranteeing democracy, rule of law and human rights, and become a functioning market economy. With this, I do thank you very much for the opportunity. Elnök úrnak köszönöm külön a lehetőséget.
Thank you, Mr. Varhelyi. We may now proceed to the presentations of the regions. It is my great honor to announce our first presenter, Mr. Jean-François Benon, Managing Director of the Economic Expansion Committee of Val d'Oise region in France. We will first see a short video and then Mr. Benon will address the audience.
Val d'Oise is the headquarters of Security Systems Valley, a local business cluster specializing in cybersecurity, where private and public players work together to develop solutions people can trust. Here, companies receive the support they need to establish scalable standards while anticipating threats in order to ensure an optimal level of resilience. The cosmetics industry has maintained a strong foothold in Val d'Oise for several decades. Most companies based in Val d'Oise participate in activities organized by Cosmetic Valley, a world-renowned competitive cluster. They specialize in a wide range of fields, including perfumes, aromas, fragrances, pigments, cosmetics, testing, and measurement. Cergy-Pontoise University and other institutions of higher education in Val d'Oise train engineers and executives in the pharmaceutical, cosmetic, agro-industry, and environmental sectors, as well as doctoral students in chemistry and biochemistry. Internationally acclaimed technological platforms such as Cosmetomique, which specializes in cosmetic testing, contribute to this dynamic environment. Val d'Oise also hosts COMET, the largest congress on cosmetic measurement and testing, which attracts scientists, engineers, researchers, startups, and major corporations. Val d'Oise is home to some 100 companies, some of which operate internationally, specializing in health, pharmaceutical sciences, and the manufacture of medical devices. Many training centers, institutions of higher education, private and public research laboratories are also based in the area. The Médicine Paris region competitive cluster, 11 international clusters certified in France, brings this sector's players together to focus on academic research and industrial development. Val d'Oise features a large number of leading-edge businesses specializing in eco-industrial development, in particular waste treatment and recovery, water and air purification, and soil decontamination. Its infrastructures are internationally recognized for their innovative environmental processes. Mairie-sur-Oise nanofiltration water treatment plant, a global leader in the treatment and distribution of drinking water. Aurore Environnement waste incineration plant in Saint-Ouen-l'Aumône, waste methanation biogas plant in Le Plessis-Gassot. Val d'Oise has 3 competitive clusters specialized in eco-industrial development. Systematic for sustainable mobility, Movio for clean smart cars, Elastopol for rubbers and polymers. The department's institutions of higher education offer degrees with focus on energy efficiency. With its rich diversity of economic sectors, Val d'Oise is a dynamic department offering close proximity to Paris and a gateway to the world at large. To connect with the world, choose Val d'Oise.
Mr. Benon.
Thank you very much for your time and for the opportunity to organize this small presentation about Val d'Oise territory just in the north part of Paris region. I would like to thank you very much in name of Mrs. Marie-Christine Cavecchi with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Val d'Oise for the very kind invitation for the Val d'Oise to join this event. We are very, very proud to be with Vojvodina region and Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and of course, people from European Commission to participate at this event. Val d'Oise has a very strong relationship with Vojvodina from 6 years now, and we are a lot of cooperation now between Val d'Oise and Vojvodina and Novi city and Chamber of Commerce and Industry. 3 of the main city in the Val d'Oise has a link with Novi city, and we have a relationship, official relationship between the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Val d'Oise and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Vojvodina, and we have a relationship, official relationship between Val d'Oise County Council and the province of Vojvodina. So It's a very important relationship now between the two regions. And today, we are very interested to participate this event with a delegation, official economic delegation, with a lot of small and medium-sized companies visiting this morning local companies in Vojvodina. And we hope to be able to imagine a lot of business opportunity in this cooperation. Just one word to explain that we just had a presentation of the main economic sector in the Valdoise, but we already have 3 new sectors, and we are thinking that in the next future, it will be possible to have new cooperation in the 3 new sectors. The first one, of course, is the sustainable agriculture, food and nutrition. For the future, Valdoise will be selected by the French government just near Charles de Gaulle International Airport in the north part of Paris City to be the center of excellence of a new generation of cluster involved in the agriculture of the future. So Vojvodina, it's one of the best places in Europe now in this kind of businesses. We visited in last years a lot of very impressive research center in the Novi University, but also a lot of very beautiful, interesting companies involved in agriculture in the Vojvodina province. So we are thinking that in the next future, because Valdoise will be the center in France of the new generation of agriculture, that it would be possible to imagine cooperation, strong cooperation between the region of Vojvodina and the Valdoise. The second sector, it's hydrogen, because we are thinking in each country in the world at this time, a lot of people are working about hydrogen. And in the Valdoise, with the location of the Charles de Gaulle International Airport, we are beginning the construction of a lot of new factories, especially in the hydrogen for aeronautics sector. It's very important for the future of aeronautics and aviation, commercial aviation. Charles de Gaulle Airport at this time is the first airport in European countries for the number of passengers, 77 million of passengers in Charles de Gaulle. It's the first airport in Europe now. So in this area, in the Valdoise, we have the project to increase all the solutions, the new generation of solution in hydrogen and new energy. So we are thinking in this field of activity, it would be possible to imagine good cooperation with Vojvodina. And the third new sector in the Valdoise is urban air mobility, the kind of a new generation of air taxis using the drone system, electric systems. And Valdoise was selected in France to be the place for the center of excellence of demonstration and preparation of this new generation of small engine, flying engine for taxis, for urgent solution. So we hope to be able to imagine cooperation in this sector also with Vojvodina. So thank you very much for your time, for your attention. And we are very, very proud with the Valdoise delegation, economic delegation, to participate at this very important event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benon. Our next speaker is Mr. Micholo Defor, representative from Regional Agency for Economic Development in Ireland, who will address us via Zoom. Mr. Odefor.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Okay.
Firstly, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'd like to thank the Regional Business Forum for the opportunity to address the meeting. So I do have a short presentation on the, and I will share sound. Okay, thank you very much. I work for an organization, a regional development organization called Údarás na Gaeltachta in Ireland. we represent the Irish-speaking regions in the country. And our profile, or our brief, is to promote the economic, cultural, and social development in the Irish-speaking regions in Ireland. So the Irish-speaking regions covers extensive parts of the counties in the western part of Ireland, as you can see from the map. And there are two smaller Irish-speaking or Gaeltacht areas in the Meath and Waterford regions as well. What I would like to talk to you about today is the development of a network of digital hubs that Údarás na Gaeltachta have embarked on, which is called the Gréasan GTech Digita na Gaeltachta. This is a network of 31 innovation digital hubs located in the 7 Gaeltacht regions of Ireland and in the island regions as well. And we have a particular focus on enterprise, innovation, remote working, and providing a service and options for the Gaeltacht diaspora, people who have left the Irish-speaking regions and who may want to return home. I just have a short video here to start off. Please let me know if there is no sound. GTech Gréasan Digita na Gaeltachta is a network of digital hubs in the Gaeltacht, the Irish-speaking regions of Ireland. The hubs are all located in rural locations, mainly on the west coast and island regions, and provide an essential service to companies, entrepreneurs, remote workers, visitors, and community groups. We also work closely with other digital hubs in Donegal for the benefit of our county. Companies based in the hubs create employment.
So I run a company called Customer Service Excellence Ireland, and we're involved in consultancy and training for companies that are looking to improve their overall customer service. And we also do sales training.
I'm a senior manager with the Open University, which provides part-time distance learning to thousands of students across the UK, Ireland and globally.
The hubs are centres of innovation for business in the region, providing services such as mentoring, networking events, access to funding programmes and training.
It also provides an environment with a broad range of businesses, much different and diverse than our own, and therefore we can network with those companies and learn and share, ideas and opportunities.
I live in Gweedore in West Donegal, and GTech's perfect for me because I can work near where I live and at the same time interact with hundreds of colleagues every day virtually across many different locations in the UK and Ireland. The broadband here is excellent. It's really invaluable for the number of Teams and Zoom meetings that I do all day, every day. The management here are really, really supportive and accommodating me, and it's also a great chance to meet lots of other people who are working remotely here too.
And we give a lot of encouragement and support to entrepreneurs who are starting their own business. Life in the Gaeltacht is great. The regions are scenic and serene and have a strong sense of community.
The GTech's located in the heart of the Gaeltacht, which is fantastic because it gives me and my partner the opportunity to live here because we want to speak Irish and have it as part of our daily lives.
Opportunities provided by the GTech network enable people from the Gaeltacht to remain in their native region or return home to it. Thanks to the GTech hubs, people get to live the life they want and work in the jobs that they want, far from the hustle and bustle of city life.
It takes me less than 15 minutes to get to work here through stunning scenery. And I like the fact that, the GTech building is on par with anything that you would see in New York or London or Dublin, yet it's here on the Wild Atlantic Way in the heart of my community.
So the background to the development of the GTech hubs comes from our strategy 2018 to 2020, where we committed to establishing 31 digital hubs in the Gaeltacht and island regions of Ireland. This was to provide high quality workspace with high speed broadband and was aimed at entrepreneurs, companies, remote workers and our diaspora. So there's a map. As you can see, I think there are 31 digital hubs there, and they are spread out throughout the country, as you can see, mostly down through the west coast of Ireland. And this is a picture to demonstrate, I suppose, the digital hubs that we developed. We just didn't want to develop a series of offices and desks. We wanted to make it attractive to people to come to work, so they would enjoy coming to work and look forward to coming to the GTEC on a daily basis. So the aim is to provide an excellent work environment for our community. It's also to provide entrepreneurs with an opportunity to establish and grow their businesses, to provide facilities of a standard to attract companies to the Gaeltacht, and also to create high quality jobs in our region. So we have focused on 4 different areas. Entrepreneurs, the reason for this is obviously we want people to be able to start businesses, and not everybody wants to go and work for a different company. They want to start their own business, and we have successfully enabled entrepreneurs to create businesses within the network. Not everybody wants to start their own company, so it was our duty as well to attract companies to the region in order to provide employment for those who are in the region who wanted to come home. Especially since the start of COVID, remote working has become central to all companies globally, and it's no different to people in our region. And we wanted to provide the option to remote work for people who are living in the Gaeltacht and who want to work for companies outside of the Gaeltacht. And finally, the diaspora. The Irish language is very important to us. It is our main brief to preserve and promote the Irish language. And we want to make sure that people who are raised with the language and who have left the region have the opportunity to come home to a good job position or have the opportunity to create their own company within the Gaeltacht region. So we provide a range of services within the hubs to our clients and to our remote workers. We have seminars and tech talks, probably twice a month. We host regular networking events. Obviously, networking events are very important. It has been referred to previously. If you get people in the same room talking to each other, then good things will happen. We provide mentoring and training. We participate in partner programs as well. We are involved in many European and NPA projects. We are involved in university partnership programs. And we also have specific programs for entrepreneurs and business owners that will help them with the running of their companies. And finally, as we are a development organization, we also have access as well to financial supports. Our current status is that we have 20 digital hubs currently operational, and we have another 2 to open in 2021. We have over 700 workspaces available throughout all of the hubs, and there are hubs now available in 5 of the 7 regions of the Gaeltacht. So what are the impacts of these digital hubs? Well, the main impact really has been the attraction of international companies to the Gaeltacht. This has enabled us to fulfill one of our main aims, which is to create high quality job positions in the Gaeltacht regions. Creation of the high quality job positions are in various sectors. We have companies, for example, in the medtech sector, in software, in digital, international consultancy, and in the food industry. And many of these companies would not have been able to establish and come to the Gaeltacht without the formation and establishment of the GTEC digital hubs. The second impact is also very important, is the enablement of remote working. So now people from our region can work from companies anywhere in the world from our hubs. They can also do that from home, but it's very important as well to provide an option to people who don't want to work from home, but also who do not want to have to travel outside of the Gaeltacht for work. One of the huge impacts that we've seen from the hubs is the attraction of families back to our region, and this helps to conserve and promote the Irish language. This strengthens also the local community and provides a very strong contribution to the local economy because of the increase in population. The GTEC Digital Hubs has established the Gaeltacht as an attractive option for new age companies. So in terms of our partnerships, we are very interested in, we're currently European partners and working in projects that include sectors such as immersive technology. Because we're on the coast, we're very involved in marine-based projects. Obviously, because of the GTEC Hub, we're involved in digital. Part of our strategy as well, there is a huge focus on renewable energy and sustainability, and we're also working on food projects as well. We are, as a region, open to talking to anybody about any type of projects, specifically within the sectors just listed in this slide, and also in any projects where people are interested in rural development and also in minority languages. Gurmina Mahig Aswagajama from Ireland, thank you very much for your time. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that any of you may have now or any time later in the during the forum.
Thank you, Mr. Odefor. I now invite Ms. Ayud Hova, Deputy Mayor from Region Inlandet in Norway. She will address us via Zoom. Mrs. Hova.
Yes, we are going to show a movie at first.
Well, I just need to...
Inland, with its 52,000 square kilometers, qualifies as the 127th largest country in the world. We are larger than Denmark and have Norway's longest river, highest mountain and largest lake. Inland encompasses multiplicity and contrasts with its 11 national parks and 11 towns. We are leaders in primary industries and forestry, as well as being world-class in technology, industry, biotechnology, and tourism. Inland is a key arena for education and the development of expertise and has an active culture and sports and athletics base with almost 9,000 voluntary teams and associations. Our county has an impressive 6,800 kilometers of county highways, more than the radius of the Earth, and is a key hub between north, south, east, and west. 370,000 residents, 46 municipalities, 11 towns, 10 regions, 1 county. Inland, adventurous opportunities.
Yes, that was a little taste from our county. My name is Aud Hove. I'm the county mayor, deputy mayor of Innlandet. The future of our economic potential is what we want to talk about. And as you can see on this map, we are in the middle, in the heart, in the mountains of Norway, and a quite big bit of Norway. And we have called as the other counties responsible for upper secondary education, transport, community planning, climate and environment, cultural heritage, and business development, culture, dental health, and public health. So quite a lot of responsibilities. And our vision is adventurous opportunities, and all we do and plan is based on sustainability. As you could see in the film, it's a very good place to live, but also we have challenges together with 46 municipalities. But most of all, we want to have focus on our opportunities: agriculture, tourism, technology industry, and cybersecurity. And as the last one here, bioeconomy, it's our green goal, and that's what I want to talk most about. Because one of our goals is to become a leading player in the bioeconomy and make significant contributions to sustainable growth and development. We have a bioeconomy strategy which also focuses on the whole value chain, and the bioeconomy project called Bio Valley, focusing on strengthening the bioeconomy in the region. We have a big potential, and one of the main drivers to unleash the potential is knowledge and innovation. We know that by wood as a raw material, more houses can be built in wood, even high-rise buildings, which also stores carbon. Animal food can be made of it, packaging, building materials, lubricants, bridges, and so on. We think that bioeconomy and circular economy is one of the answers for the climate changes. And we have this report suggesting that the region can make 25,000 new jobs by 2050. In this scenario, there is a boom in the bioeconomy. Nationally and internationally, the demand for biomass has never been higher. Global is the transformation to the bioeconomy driven by high oil prices and absolute requirements for sustainability with high carbon tax. We have strong local value chains throughout the bioeconomy and a large undergrowth of service oriented against these value chains. There is a strong focus on R&D, both locally and nationally within the bioeconomy. And we have several international lighthouses. Value chain thinking is important. The primary industries are growing. The food industry has received a new boost, largely due to a very strong brand associated with pure food, little disease and drug use, and production almost without pesticides. I'm not quite sure how to say that. The wood processing industry and the food industry produce new products and use new processes. A lot of exciting things are going on. I forgot. And recycling, water treatment, energy supply, and the chemical industry have also grown as a result of the growth in the bioeconomy. So we think that tradition and knowledge together with innovation and sustainability makes a better world. We think that bioeconomy and circular economy is one of the answers for the climate changes. So therefore, we are looking for international collaboration. Specifically, we are looking at Erasmus and Centers for Vocational Excellence Bioeconomy Competency. Any questions? So thank you for letting us telling you this.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Hova. Director General of the Foreign Affairs Office of People's Government of Hebei Province will address us via video message.
尊敬的伊斯特万杭州主席、马格图斯温特苏主席、各位嘉宾、各位朋友，大家好！十分感谢弗伊夫丁纳自治省邀请我出席第4届区域商业论坛，并与各位嘉宾、新老朋友在云端相聚。在此呢，我仅代表河北省人民政府和我本人对论坛的开幕表示热烈祝贺。 弗伊夫丁纳自治省是河北的友好省，两省一直保持着密切的联系，深厚友谊。此次由副省和欧洲区域议会主办的论坛，为参会的各方提供了高效精准的对接平台。我们非常重视这次活动，组织了省外办、省贸促会、沧州市政府代表和一些企业参加。 希望通过对接，能够找到合作切合点，发现有潜力的合作领域，以便会后有针对性的在这些领域呢加强沟通，推动务实合作。河北是中国北方的沿海，环绕首都北京，从省会石家庄到北京乘坐高铁只需要1个小时， 河北省总面积有18.8万平方公里，人口7500多万。2020年全省生产总值约5662.8亿美元。我们的支柱和优势产业呢是装备制造、钢铁、水泥、玻璃等。同时呢，一些新兴的产业，比如电子信息啊、数字经济、新能源、生物技术、节能环保等发展呢也十分迅速。目前呢，河北省的疫情已经得到了完全的控制，复工复产有序推进。我们正在筹备的北京2022年冬奥会或冬残奥会，河北省的张家口市是赛区之一。这将是世界各国的运动员同场竞技的体坛盛会，是人类韧性的象征。我们已经准备好了向世界奉献一届简约、安全、精彩的奥运盛会，也预祝呢各国运动员取得好成绩。此外，我们正在全面建设雄安新区，打造疏解北京非首都功能集中承载地，主要建设高等院校、你的科研院所、医疗机构、企业总部等等。因此呢，河北的建设任务非常重，但这也是河北千载难逢的重大机遇，为我们对外交流合作提供了更加广阔的空间。我们真诚地邀请各方呢积极参与到我们的改革建设中来，与我们共享机遇，共同发展。我们还为此次论坛提供了一个介绍河北的视频短片，让大家可以更加直观地领略河北的秀美山川、悠久历史或优势产业。待疫情结束后，欢迎大家到河北实地考察访问，亲身体验我们的发展活力和热情好客，与我们呢共续有余、共商合作。期待与各位早日线下相见。最后，预祝本届论坛取得圆满成功，祝各位嘉宾身体健康，事业宏达。谢谢。
We thank very much Mr. Li Zong. And our last speaker is Mr. Christopher Drexler, Minister for Culture, Europe, Sport and Human Resources of Regional Government.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished audience.
Our last speaker is Mr. Christopher Drexler, Minister for Culture, Europe, Sport and Human Resources of Regional Government of Styria, Austria, who will address us also via video message.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished audience, it's an honor and a pleasure to talk to you today. And unfortunately, I cannot participate in your conference, but I'd like to make some remarks. Styria is, due to its geographical proximity, as well as its traditionally close social, cultural and economic relations to the whole Western Balkans region, highly interested in increasing interregional cooperation with its partners in those 6 countries that are not yet members of the European Union. By signing formal partnerships, agreements and realizing common projects, the state of Styria wants to establish new relations and, respectively, strengthen existing bonds in order to build up mutually trustful long-term collaboration. Styria is not only, with regard to its dimensions of area and population, comparable to the autonomous province Vojvodina, the 2 regions also match in their competences as local authorities and their broad portfolio of industry, which is driven by innovation. A form between the AP Vojvodina and the state of Styria already existed between 2013 and 2018. The first steps toward a renewal have been taken in course of a video conference between Minister Sofic and myself in September 2021. The spectrum of possible cooperation ranges from culture, sports, youth exchange to education, science and research, and, of course, the economy. Considering the preconditions, I'm very positive that AP Vojvodina and Styria will realize joint projects. Whether in culture, Styria's capital, Grad, was the cultural capital of Europe in 2003, Novi Sad will be cultural capital next year, or in the large field of economy. Moreover, the state of Styria intends to hold the presidency of the Alps-Adriatic Alliance in the next couple of years, and as such will aim to intensify the cooperation with its partner regions in the Western Balkans. In addition, the Internationalization Center of Styria, as a subsidiary of Land Steiermark, the Styrian Economic Chamber and the Federation of Industry, functions as expert service center an economy by providing personnel advice sessions, realizing focus programs, and organizing delegations to international markets. For the year 2022, the ICS, which is also part of the Enterprise Europe Network, EEN, has defined Serbia as its focus region. So actually, I'm looking forward to good cooperation in Vojvodina and the entire Serbia. Thank you very much.
We thank Mr. Drexler. Now that the plenary session is finished, we are moving on to bilateral meetings. This year, participants have the opportunity of 3 weeks period for B2B online meetings, starting today until December 10th, and also the platform will stay open until December 10th. I would like to thank all the organizers of the forum, as well as all distinguished speakers and guests for their energy and support to organize this forum, even in the current circumstances. I wish everyone at the forum a great success and fruitful B2B meetings. Thank you very much for your attention.